After Kristallnacht, my grandfather was arrested. I believe he was also made to clear up the rubble of his synagogue. He was arrested along with, I think, 60,000 Jewish males were arrested after Kristallnacht and sent to concentration camps, which at that point were not extermination camps. They were, sort of more like political prisoner camps, but they were certainly no picnic. And many people still died there. And he was in Dachau for 6 months, during which time my grandmother, who was pregnant, basically bribed with whatever they had left, bribed Nazi officials and blah, 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 in order to get him out. And then they had 4 weeks, this is what I've always been told, to get out, because this was still at the time when Jews were allowed to emigrate, which I think was, there was a window where the Nazi policy was get them out rather than kill them. And they had to get to Britain. Now, in Britain, as also you may know, I mean, you may know about the Evian conference. I don't know if you ever talked about the Evian conference, but the Evian conference, which I think was in late 38, 39, was a meeting of all countries to talk about how the Jewish crisis and how many Jews they might let in. And if you read that, it's hilarious in a very tragic way. So the Evian conference, involved countries meeting and saying, yeah, we can't really take any Jews, maybe 2 dentists. It was like incredibly, it's reproduced actually, I think in the Secret Purposes, it's really incredibly shit, the way that most countries wouldn't take Jews. Anyway, so my grandfather,
But David, which was the worst, which were the kind of, bottom of the pile countries and which were the better ones? Was Denmark good?
You know what? I'd have to get a copy of the Secret Purposes where there's actually a table reduced that says what each country asked for. That's the thing. It's a weird thing. They asked for like, oh yeah, maybe we can have like 400 Jews under whatever, or maybe, as I say, I think it was an African country, something like Namibia, or that didn't exist then, but asked for 2 Jewish dentists. And God, I'd have to. I mean, I feel. Yeah, I feel I've let you down as a history program, but I just don't know the answer to that.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
In terms of personal history, I don't know how far I got, but my grandfather was arrested after Kristallnacht. Did we get that far?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Okay, so he's in Dachau. My grandmother is selling lots of stuff to try and get him out, selling everything they've got left. My mother is, on the way because she was pregnant at the time. My grandmother, and then you had to have some money in a British bank account. Did we get that far?
No.
Okay, so this is something that they told me that I didn't know about, and I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen it in a history book, but they weren't allowed in unless he could show £1,000 in a British bank account, and he didn't have that money because he didn't have any money. So to get people he knew who'd already left Germany to transfer money to a British bank account for as long as it took to get a visa, essentially. And all this happened in the sort of 4 weeks that he came out of Dachau and before, the window closed again. That would mean essentially that he'd be sent back to a concentration camp and die. And they managed it.